Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good whatever time zone you're viewing this in. Welcome to the first build video of the season on this channel. Yeah, I'm fashionably late, as always. You want to fight about it? Me neither, because I don't have a spine. Anyway, I stumbled across this one last night while I was tinkering around, and when I figured out just what it was capable of, I stopped full production on another project and immediately got to work on this one because it's just 1,000 times cooler. That being said, let's get onto some skill trees and get this ball rolling. We're starting with the bottom tree Voidwalker for, believe it or not, 4 abilities that directly tie into our mods and exotics. This may actually be a first to find such a near-perfect ability circle on this channel. First up, we have Devour. Kills with this melee ability will fully regenerate your health. For a short time afterward, kills will continue to restore additional health. Next up, we've got Feed the Void. Feed the Void allows you to consume your grenade by holding down the button or a key assigned to it, which regenerates health on consumption while simultaneously granting the Devour effect. Third up, we've got Insatiable. While Devour is active, each kill both extends the duration of the effect and grants grenade energy. Devour, Feed the Void, and Insatiable make for a nasty little bugger of a combination, and with the right mods and exotics, they can get just straight downright freaky, man. It turns into a PvE godsend, either that or an Ambassador of Death, not sure which yet, kinda depends on the person using it, really. Lastly, we've got Vortex. Vortex is a Nova Bomb effect that creates a singularity which is constantly damaging targets in its AoE radius after the initial Nova Bomb detonation, and any kills with that Nova Bomb will also activate Devour as well. So, we've got 3 ways to activate Devour, arguably one of the most broken abilities in Destiny history, with an extra ability that allows for a theoretical unlimited ways to keep the effect going for as long as possible. But we're not done yet. We've barely even started, so let's take a look at some exotics. Verity's Brow is a rather odd exotic that is extremely underused, in my opinion. Seeing one out in the shared world is a very, very rare thing, at least in my time with the game, that is. It's valuable because of its perk, called the Fourth Magic, which allows for many creative ways to ruin someone's day, essentially. Let's take a look at the perk card. Energy weapon kills grant death throws, which provides a bonus to the damage of your grenades and grants you grenade energy. When you have death throws and you throw a grenade, nearby allies gain greatly increased grenade regeneration for a short time. Try saying that 5 times fast. Holy shit. Keep in mind, throwing a grenade with a 5 stack of death throws will also decrease your own grenade cooldown as well, not just nearby allies. So with the right mods on there, you can increase the damage even further, making it even more potent and viable for PvE activities. Now, if that were the end of it, I'd cut it right there and just release the video as is, but we're not done yet. Let's take a look at some mods and see how we can squeeze the most out of this. And before we change screens yet again, don't forget to slot a discipline mod, SMG targeting, and enhanced scatter targeting too. They're not necessary, but they will be helpful. To cover all 3 bases for champion archetypes, you'll need to take Unstoppable Pulse Rifle with you, which is an arms mod. For reasons that I'll get into here in just a moment, you'll need this because we are bringing a pulse rifle with us, and it's honestly just safer to cover all 3 bases if you can. Next up, we'll take Enhanced Pulse Loader because less downtime means more damage. Why wouldn't you want to take it with you? Last up for gauntlets, we're taking Lucent Blade, and yes, for reasons I'll get into in just a moment here, we need this because we are bringing a sword as well. If you want Lucent Blade's secondary ability, slot arc resistance in your primary slot. All of these slot in my gauntlets for 7 arc energy, or 8 if you count arc resistance in there as well. To keep your ability energy sky high, you'll need a Breach Resonator. This grants ability energy anytime someone breaks a barrier or gets a kill with anti-barrier rounds, whether it's yourself or one of your friends. It effectively doubles as Demolitionist to a degree, and it's definitely worth taking. Again, since we're covering all champion bases, we'll need Overload Grenades as well. This will turn any and all Overload champions into your personal little bitch, and it will leave them stunned and open for an attack, which is wonderful, because I hate them. Last up for chest armor, you'll need Swift Charge. This mod lets you charge yourself with light, which will fuel Lucent Blade by means of rapid eliminations with pulse rifles, SMGs, or sidearms. If you want its secondary ability, just slot another arc resistance in your primary slot and call it a day. All of these slot for a total of 9 arc energy. Greaves are simple, you don't need much here. I'm running Traction, SMG Dexterity, charged up for an extra charge of light, and a Discipline mod for a slightly faster grenade cooldown. It's not much, but it does help. Lastly, on our bond, we only need 2 things. We need Oppressive Darkness, which applies a weakening debuff to targets in its blast radius, and Taking Charge for the orbs that are assumed to be Masterwork guns will be dropping. If you really wanted to, you could switch Taking Charge for Protective Light, as the damage reduction is nice, but it comes at the cost of potentially losing out on Lucent Blade's damage buff at an awkward time. That one is your call. These mods will slot for 9 Void Energy, or 8 if you switch Taking Charge for Protective Light. For guns, skills, everything is relatively straightforward. I'm using Escape Velocity because of Swift Charge and Breach Resonator. It isn't necessary because your pulse rifle will also generate charges of light too, but you'll lose out on Breach Resonator if you don't have a kinetic SMG or something in your kinetic slot that can break barriers. This one is a rather lackluster roll. Hopefully yours is better than mine, but honestly, as long as it's an SMG or it fits in the kinetic slot and it can pierce barriers, you'll be golden. Next up, we're taking Graviton Lance, and there is a reason, not just because it's a pulse rifle or for Swift Charge either. We're taking it because of the Void Orbs it spawns on kills, which bounce around and blow everything up, basically. Death throws will stack with every energy kill, so as these Void Orbs are bouncing around and ruining everyone's day, you'll continue to build stacks because the kills that the Void Orbs get you count as energy weapon kills as well. Very handy, very overlooked, and at the end of the day, very potent. Lastly, you'll need a Fallen Guillotine, which is going to be working directly with Lucent Blade. If something needs to die, and you need it to die yesterday, bust out the sword and watch that health bar chunk. If it works against the Kel Echo, it'll work just as well here too, I promise. So we've got everything assembled now, that's great and all, but how exactly does it all work together? Well, luckily, that's what I'm here to tell you. Picture this. A firefight starts. Your primary objective is to stack up charges. You can do this with either the Graviton Lance or your kinetic SMG. Both will generate enough charges to fuel Lucent Blade. Once you've maxed out your charges, you can swap to Graviton, assuming it's not already in your hands, and you start building stacks of Death Throws. Death Throws will stack on itself 5 times, and it boosts the damage of your grenades significantly. If things start to get a bit too dicey for your taste, you can consume a grenade with Feed the Void to heal you and activate Devour without burning a melee charge, or you can burn the melee charge to do the same thing. If shit's been real for a hot minute and you've got a cast ready to roll out at any given moment, you can throw a Nova Bomb to activate Devour as well, picking off the stragglers with Graviton to keep both Devour and Death Throws from going into cooldown. Once both abilities are active, it's free game. Manage your cooldowns for both Devour and Death Throws, and don't be liberal with your grenades. Any and all kills will return grenade energy while Devour is active, and since they're buffed by Death Throws, they hurt way worse than they normally would. And for the cherry on top of this Warlock cake, Oppressive Darkness will also boost that damage even further. Now, keep in mind, it will not make the initial blast any more powerful than what it already is, but it will make the damage inflicted by any grenade effects, like a Void Burn from a Vortex grenade, it will make them hit harder, while also opening up a target for a good old-fashioned critical damage sword slapping. Easy peasy. I hope I was able to maybe learn everybody a new way to play this game with this video, and if you felt it on a spiritual level, then slam that like button and let me know in the comments. A new project is already underway, only a few more days before release. Until next time, the Boy of Jays is out.